John Audubon's Dream. John Audubon had many skills. He could swim, fence with a sword, dance, and play the violin. Surprisingly, his favorite interest was something much more calming. John liked painting birds. Enjoying the birds. John lived with his family in France. When he was 18 years old, France's ruler began forcing men to join his army. To keep John safe, his father sent him to America. Family friends welcomed John into their home at Mill Grove Farm. One summer, John spent hours watching a nest of phoebes, a medium-sized insect-eating bird. Near a cave, John knew the birds flew south in the winter. He wondered if they returned home again in the spring. Curious, he decided to find an answer. John carefully tied a silver thread around the leg of each baby bird before it left the nest. The next spring, John waited and watched for the phoebes. Soon, 2 birds returned to the cave. They were wearing silver threads that gave John his answer. A one-of-a-kind job. When John grew older, he married a woman named Lucy. She shared his respect for nature and admired his art. To earn a living, John opened a store. However, John soon discovered he did not like being a store owner. In time, he chose a much different job. He wanted to draw and paint all the birds of America. At that time, there were no cameras to take pictures. People depended on an artist's drawing to record a likeness. Bringing birds to life. John planned to add something special to his work. His paintings would give information about a bird's life too. They would show things like the trees where the birds lived or the foods the birds ate. To make his drawings more exact, John took field notes to help him remember details. When John painted, he created life-size birds. He paid close attention to each line and color. For example, after John painted a bird's wing, he rubbed it with a cork. The cork made the paint glitter like shiny feathers. At last, in 1862, John set out to have his paintings printed in a book. No one in America had the machines to do the job, so John traveled to London. When people saw his paintings, they considered him a master. In the end, his book, Birds of America, showed 489 kinds of birds. Today, people still admire John's paintings. They offer a close-up look at many birds. Thanks to John, people can better understand the lives of these feathered animals.